Hey Girls Rock, this is a video to learn the camp song for intermediate to advanced. We're going to work on the verse, which is D5 to G5. Those are power chords. Yeah. Alright, a power chord. It's called D5 or G5 because you're essentially just playing the root note if you're familiar with scales. So here's a scale, a G scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is your 1. If you count up to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's your 5th. And so the power chord really only has two different scale degrees, the 1 and the 5, and then it repeats the 1 after it. So I'm going to put my hand a little bit closer so you can see what, basically you play a power chord with the low E string as the 1, with the 1 on the low E string, wherever you want to move your pointer finger is fine, and then the A string and the D string behind it. So this is what a power chord looks like on the low E string, and you can move this power chord all over the place, which is one reason why it's so popular. And essentially when you strum, you're really only playing these thick 3 strings, the low strings, alright? However, you can do power chords that begin on the 2nd string. So if I were to do a 1, 5, 1, so here's my 1. You basically skip you go to the next string, skip a fret. And so if you have a power chord like this, you're only playing these 3 strings, and what makes it tricky is that it's easy to get this string involved, and so you want to kind of mute. What I mean by that is you like lightly hold your ring finger over this, over the low E string, so that when you pound, you see how I can't really hear this string anymore because I just have like the pad of my finger just lightly touching it. I don't want it to do much more than that. If I press it down, it's going to sound all kinds of crazy. So this is a power chord that is begins on the, like with the A string, these 3 strings, A, D, and G strings. Or you can have power chords that are using the E, A, and D. And the thing about the camp song is that we use both types of power chords. And shout out to April for coming up with these chords because they're awesome. So in the verse, we go D5 to G5. So essentially what you have to do is find a D that you want to play, and then find the G power chord you want to play. And so there are a few options, but the one that I like, and the one that is, I think it's the original, but I don't know, is starting our D5 chord. We're going to start way up here. So if you know the fretboard really well, you know that if we're on the low E string, if you count up 12 frets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you start over, you're at another E. So E, that's an octave. And a D is one whole step below the E. So you count backwards 2. So now we have our D note. And if you're a bass player, you can put, you can do this note right here. So we're on the low E string, counting up to the 10th fret. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's a D. So we're playing the D5 chord, power chord. So, and I'm strumming right there. And then what you want to do next, take your your middle finger, count up 2 frets, and move. It's a little bit, oh, I'm sorry, not your middle finger. Don't use your middle finger at all. All right. Pointer and ring finger and pinky fingers are the ones involved in this chord. Okay, pointer here, and then the next string over, put your ring finger, and then right behind that, put your pinky. Okay, Can you see that? It's tricky. It's definitely tricky. So that's our D5. And then we move one back, move the whole operation just down the one or back, however you want to say it, because we're going from a D5 to a G5. So this is a G note right here. So now our power chord is starting on the A string, but we're still at the 10th fret with our pointer finger, 10th and 12th fret with our ring fingers and ring finger and pointer, right? So this is a little bit tricky, but the D5, and then you move everything back. And when you get here with the G5, right? This is the G5. Okay. Again, I'm at the 10th fret. If you can count up, 10th fret, and then these two fingers are at the 12th fret. So we stay in the same fret range for the verse. We're still on 10th and 12th fret. So you can use your middle finger to mute. See how I might, if I hit that, it doesn't sound so good, but if you mute it by just letting your middle finger rest on the string, I don't care where it lands, just let it rest, it mutes the string. You hear that? I'm not pressing down all the way, I'm just letting it rest, okay? So I tell you what, we'll simplify the strum pattern so that you can get the chords. So if we start at D5, remember we're at 10th fret, and then the ring finger and pointer, or no, ring finger and pinky finger at the 12th fret. So we're just gonna play these chords 8 times each for the verse, okay? Make fun of me at school. Switch. Don't think I'm very cool. My clothes, my hair, my face. They think I'm a big disgrace. I just laugh it off. See how I have to mute this string to make sure I was there. Alright, so that's the verse. If you really just want to sort of simplify this, you could just do your D chord, make fun of me at school, to your G chord, don't think I'm very cool, my clothes, my hair, my face, they think I'm a big disgrace, I just laugh it off, 'cause they're not my boss, don't. So that's the verse. I'll just leave you with that. So remember, the verse is D5 to G5 power chord back and forth 8 times each, and check out my next video for the chorus. All right. Hey, this is Camp Song tutorial for intermediate to advanced, and we're gonna learn the chorus now. So if you watched my first video, you know we're working with power chords. Make fun of me at school. Don't think I'm very cool. My clothes, my hair, my face. They think I'm a big disgrace. I just laugh it off, 'cause they're not my boss. Now we're getting into the chorus, right? And so here are the chords for the chorus. D5 to G5 to B minor, which I call boo minor because it's scary chord, to A. All right, this is how I like to play it. So I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing, because I'm kind of like traveling down the fretboard in this part. Remember, I'm at the 10th fret with my pointer for this D5 chord. I've got a D5 power chord going on here. Don't. Now what I'm doing is I'm sliding down to a G power chord down here. It's a different place. And instead of going back up here, I'm going don't be a... Here's boo minor. whatever you want. Okay. But so the fun part about this that I like is I like sliding down the fretboard with my power chord. You don't have to move your fingers in terms of like up and like back and forth on the strings. You keep them secure in their positioning. So you're at the D5 and you're going to a G5 that's in a different location. In fact, if you wanted to do your verse this way, make fun of me in school, don't think I'm very cool, my clothes, my hair, my face, you could do that too. But the chorus, it sounds really cool. This time, instead of playing each chord for 8 counts, we're playing it for 4 counts in the chorus. So once again, here are the chords in the chorus, and we're going to play them each 4 times. Don't be all right, so this is the G5 power chord down low. All right, so I'm on the 3rd fret with my pointer, and middle finger's resting right now, so you don't need your middle finger. 3rd fret, and then ring finger fills in at the 5th fret of the A string, and your pinky's right behind it. This is the same, let me show you. This is the same setup you had way up here at the 10th and 12th frets. So I actually kind of keep my fingers the shape, and I just kind of lightly let up. I don't do that stuff. I just lightly like glide down the strings. Don't be a... Now you can do a B minor. In fact, we won't worry about the whole B minor. The whole B minor is a little bit of a snafu, but here we go. D5, G5, don't be a... This is gonna be tricky because you do have to move your whole power chord structure to where it starts on the A string. So this is B minor, or a B5 power chord. So B, now we're at the B. The B starts, we're on our A string, 2nd fret with your pointer finger. It's the same shape. We skip the fret in between, so your middle finger rests, and with your ring finger, you're right there on, so we're on the 2nd and 4th frets here, but we're on the A string, D string, and G string, so like this. Got it? So the transition from G to B minor looks like that. So you might just practice that transition. It's a hard one. Okay. Now the cool thing is that you end in an easy place. You could just like, I sometimes like to just squeeze this and make the A like look all cool, but essentially the last 2 chords are, so B minor to A. But essentially what we're doing here is that the power chord, we're on the B minor power chord, and we don't have, for the A power chord, you don't have to hold anything down with your ring finger, or pointer. Sorry, I've forgotten all the finger names now. So you could just slide this down like that. So this is what the whole thing looks like. I'll slow it down. We're at the 10th fret. I know this is a little crazy, but don't, 3rd fret, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be weird. right, so that was the chorus. I know it's difficult. Maybe I made it more difficult by doing all these power chords. That's how I play the chorus. Once again, here are all the chords. And good luck. Girls rock. Woo! All right, bye.